So if you look up here, I have several different Kahoots up here.
Hold on. I gotta go in my room. I gotta get on my big computer to play Kahoot. I gotta get on my big computer go play Kahoot. Why do you need two computers for school? To play Kahoot with Miss Noel. Oh.
All right, give me a minute. I gotta send.
I'm gonna log on. I'm gonna get on my big computer so I can do my Kahoot on there.
Okay. I got to, let's see. Biology. I've got to add. Um,
Alright, dashboard.
Darn. Did I not check on the right date? What is today's date? No, I didn't check on the right date. So you can just get to Kahoot on your big computer. You can leave your Chromebook up if you want.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna.
It'll
Wait.
show up on the Chromebook, and you
Yeah,
can just play
the
it on
that.
your big computer.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, that's why I came
Okay.
in my room to do on my
All
computer.
right. I was going to how do I add somebody on?
Which Kahoot is it gonna be that I gotta go on?
Just you just have to do Kahoot.it right now,
Okay.
and how do I add? All right. Give me a minute. I got to get Miss Morton in on here. Give me just a minute while I figure out this. My screen's going to do weird stuff, so just let me. Just a minute, Carol Ann. I got to do something, and I'll go try to help you. I don't even think I started recording this yet, but that's okay.
No, you did.
Oh, I did. Um, edit.
There we go. That should be better.
Want to add a guest. Add guest.
Instead of my background changing colors while I'm trying to talk to you.
Aggravating me. There we go. And save. As the following. Send to new guest. Yes. All right. Let me let her know I just sent that. I'm not going to click on the links in Canvas because those are for you to play individually.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the regular thing and set it up in just a moment.
Right.
I just got to make sure I'm trying to. And if Miss Morton joins on, then she can play and I won't have to play. I need to, this is going to be get up and walk a lot to make sure to see what's going on with my daughter.
You're fine.
She has one the exact same time we do. All right, so let's see. We're going to. I think we'll start.
Mom, we're doing these today.
Oh, okay.
They're right there.
All right, then you need your paper.
Hey, for Alicia.
Oh, yay! Somebody to play with. There's some paper, Carolyn. Okay. Hey, Felicia, we're going to try to play Kahoot. And so what you may.
Good morning, then.
So what you can do is try to. Do you know how to make your tabs or your windows smaller and open a new window for Alicia? Well,
No.
all right. So if you open up, so you see how I have 3 different tabs right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you pull, you can click on one and drag it, and it'll come in its own window. And then you can come over to the side and drag it. And so you have the presentation on one side and Kahoot on the other. Does that make sense?
Type of person that he could fool anybody. And so they didn't believe he had a problem.
Hi, Miss Martin.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey.
Oh, hey.
All right. I don't know if you want to play too, Miss Morton, or not. I'm gonna try to go through a couple of these, but you're gonna have
I can try. I can
um
take one
you
for the team.
you've got to I don't know how to show it because I've got mine. Oh, I haven't set the code yet. Hold on. I got to get it up. We're going to do, I think we'll do photosynthesis first. And you should see a code.
My background's gonna. I'm gonna keep my camera on. My background probably look like I'm in a movie.
Okay. All right, hold on. I got to say play, teach, and we're doing this. All right, well, it might load a game pin. Oh, there we go. Can everybody see the game pin?
Yep. 801.
Yay. All right, so we're going to start.
I'm gonna unplug.
So this will review the last little thing, photosynthesis, that we talked about. And I've also linked this on Canvas so that you can practice it on your own.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, light energy is converted to chemical energy through which process? All right, photosynthesis. So anytime we're talking about light energy being converted into chemical, that's going to be photosynthesis. It's what plants do. They absorb the sun's energy and turn it into chemical energy into a sugar molecule. What is the name of the sugar formed during photosynthesis? Which one of these sounds the most familiar, we've talked the most about? Glucose. So that's the main sugar. These other sugars are made as well at different points in different processes, but when we deal with photosynthesis, we're mainly dealing with glucose. Which part of photosynthesis does not require light? Uh-oh.
I have no idea on this one.
Well, we didn't talk about yellow or green, so that narrows it down to 2 for you.
Mm.
All right, we had 2 cycles. Respiration was one cycle we talked about, and And I bet you guys chose that one because it was from class. You remember us talking about it in class. That's going to be in the Krebs cycle, will be in the mitochondria. So that's going to be cellular respiration. Calvin's cycle is the one that doesn't use light. We refer to it as just the dark or the light independent reaction. What is the name of the pigment that absorbs sunlight and it's the color green? What is the pigment that absorbs sunlight? All right, chlorophyll. Chloro means color. So chlorophyll, it is inside the chloroplast and it is in the membranes of the thylakoids and it's a little pigment that attracts the sunlight and absorbs it. So chlorophyll. Which of the following is a product of photosynthesis? What does photosynthesis produce? O2 is oxygen, this is carbon dioxide, and this is water.
I
So
got it.
oxygen. Oxygen, plants, think about plants are photosynthesizing. What's something we need is oxygen because they're going to give off oxygen. They're going to make it.
I don't know why I did sunlight.
You may have got the word product and reactants flip-flopped in your thinking. Which part of the plant cell contains light absorbing molecules that is going to start photochlorophyll? Thylakoids. I just said that just a minute ago. So thylakoids has the light absorbing molecules called chlorophyll, and that's where it's going to start. During the process of photosynthesis, where do plants store energy? Where are they going to put that energy? They're taking that light and they're going to convert it and they're going to put it into what? All right, look for the word sugar. Glucose, 3-carbon sugars. So they make 2 3-carbon sugars first, and then those come together to make the glucose. But just look for the word sugar when you're talking about what they're making. The products of photosynthesis are the reactants for which reaction?
Guessing.
All right, cellular respiration. Photosynthesis and cellular respiration are opposite of each other. One's products is the reactants for the other. How many phosphate groups make up an ATP? So in an ATP molecule, how many phosphates? ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. All right, 3. When it's ADP, it's diphosphate, so it's 2. The blank is made up of molecules that pass excited electrons through the thylakoid membranes. So the key word is electrons there. That should help you narrow it down to 2. All right, electron transport chain. All right, let's see. Which location does the Calvin cycle take place in? Inside the chloroplast. Where does it take place?
No idea on this one either. uh, don't know. I'm guessing.
Well,
All
see,
right, I gave a little hint because I said inside the chloroplast.
yeah.
Thylakoid membrane is also in the chloroplast, so that was a very good guess but the membrane, remember, always goes with the electron transport chain. And then the other, in both mitochondria and the chloroplast, the other reaction goes in a cycle, and it's going to be in a non-membrane area. And so in chloroplast, that's the stroma. In the mitochondria, that's the matrix. All right, so I have this one linked. You can play it as many times as you want on your own. So what I'd like to do is try to go through and do at least one, maybe two more, but you have a link to each of these. And between now and Friday, you need to take your test. But what we'll do tomorrow is we'll spend another day reviewing with Kahoot as well. Okay?
Okay.
Because I know some of you, and I'm referring to everybody in the class, even though they're not on here, still need to make up a few things. So by doing another day of review, that gives you a opportunity to get some of the assignments done. So we'll do at least one more. I need to go to my Kahoots. We will at least do one more to review, and then we'll do some more tomorrow.
Are we doing another Kahoot right now?
Yeah, we're going to do one more Kahoot. Sorry, as you were walking. Let me see which one. How many was that? 23. Nope. 10. Let's do one on just cellular respiration here because it's just 16 questions. We'll have time to do that one.
All right.
So this will pop up a new code in just a minute.
We're done with Kahoot.
I was going to try to do two. Now, the others that are left, some of them are longer, so we may only get one tomorrow.
Sorry about that.
Oh, not a problem. I had to get everything called up on the computer here. There's the code.
Eight.
I'm going to be right back.
Miss Martin,
Yeah,
you came close to beating me last round.
I know. You got lucky. No, I'm just picking.
If I would have got that one question wrong, you would have been ahead of me.
I know. I totally guessed on that last one.
Well, that one, she gave us hints. I was like, okay, I got it. And then you think it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I was paying attention, but I don't know. It just didn't register to me.
Yeah.
But good job. You should make an A on this. Make an A on this test.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, let's see what we got here. Now, this is cellular respiration. Remember, it's opposite of photosynthesis. All right, which process extracts energy without using oxygen? Without is the key. No oxygen. All right, anaerobic. So the prefix AN means without. So, and AERO, aero means oxygen or air. So, without air or without oxygen. So, that is any process that gets energy that doesn't require oxygen would be anaerobic, and that is going to be fermentation. So, that's the one process we had talked about. Um, so, let's go next. What molecules are energy extracted from in cellular respiration? This is a picture of it, and photosynthesis made it. So, what was it that photosynthesis made? It's a sugar. All right, glucose. So,
She says it's a sugar at the last second.
yep. Well, when I was getting ready to say it, nobody had said anything, and I think people clicked right when I was going to say it.
Yeah.
It makes ATP as well, but it's got to get the ATP, the energy for the ATP from something, and that's going to be the glucose. NADH is energy carrying molecules. So you guys remembered that from what we've done in class. They're going to carry the electrons to the electron transport chain, which will make a lot of the ATP. But the key word was extracted. Another word is like breaks down. Yeah, you're fine, Carolyn. All right. All respiration begins with which step? So if you can remember back in class, which step is first? What has to take place first? Okay, just hold on.
Passion. Yanking and passions is what they're doing today. And I forgot what they mean.
So I need this.
All right, glycolysis. This is the first step. Breathing is the respiration for how we get oxygen in, but here it's cellular respiration. So the first step is always glycolysis. We'll get there. I'll tell you about it later.
I already know how sometimes you can use it. It's like a measurement thing, like you measure.
All right, where does glycolysis happen? Where in the cell? All right. Cytoplasm. So in the cell, before we talk about mitochondria, the cytoplasm is where glycolysis will occur. Remember, it splits the glucose into two molecules. That molecule that starts with a P, pyruvate. How many ATPs are needed to split the sugar molecule in two? This is in glycolysis. So how many ATPs were used? It produces some, but how much does it use? All right, 2. It uses 2 ATP. We're not to the step where it makes 32 ATP. So you're remembering there that it makes in the very first step, it has to use in glycolysis 2 ATPs to break it apart. Then it makes 4 ATP, and then all those energy molecules that'll later be used. So we're not quite to the 32 step. All right, an ATP molecule is made out of what? All right. This ATP is not a protein. That was a good guess, but it's not a protein. It's actually a nucleotide, but what they were looking for was ADP plus a protein, plus a phosphate group because it has to have three phosphates to actually make it. We had also talked about it being made of a sugar, um, a three phosphate groups, and I think it was a nitrogen base, was the three things that we had mentioned before.
It says when I was playing with my
Carbon dioxide is produced in which stage? Look at this, kind of get an idea of this picture. You don't need to know all the complicated parts, but
I forgot to put with, but it was like when I was playing frisbee with my sister. She, yay! No, I didn't have.
all right, anytime you see that circle picture, think of a cycle because a cycle goes round and around and around and around. You need to draw your picture.
I don't draw on that.
Okay. So that was the picture. It was showing the circle. So think cycle. What did we choose? Glycolysis. This is going to be after glycolysis. It's going to be glycolysis doesn't use oxygen or produce carbon dioxide. It just produces a little bit of ATP. Aerobic respiration. Aerobics with oxygen is capable of making how much ATP? This is what you guys wanted to pick a while ago. All right. And nobody picked it this time. 32 ATP.
The last time I picked was 2.
I got it.
Well, two people picked 32 the last time.
Yeah, I
and
was one of those.
So it's going to make the total amount.
I got it.
It's really a little bit more than this, but 32 you'll see 36, you may see 38, you may see 34 to 38, 36 to 38. So it makes in the 30s for every glucose molecule. All right, anaerobic means without oxygen is capable of how much ATP for every glucose molecule?
And my mouse would work.
Oh, yay, 4. So it makes 4. 2 may be used for the next process of like glycolysis. So sometimes you may see 2 ATP there, but it actually makes 4. 2 just replenishes what it used in glycolysis, and then 2 is available for the cell. So I wasn't quite sure which way they were going with that one. Lactic acid fermentation. Lactic acid happens where in our bodies? Think about where we might have the most mitochondria.
Oh, right there.
Muscles, I know why we pick stomach. You're thinking of
acid.
lactose intolerance, and you think
Yeah,
about the stomach pain you get. We don't have the enzyme that breaks down lactose, the sugar, which is a little bit different from lactic acid.
Yeah,
lactic acid, when your muscles get sore from all the exercise you do, that's from lactic acid buildup. It's because you've used all your ATP energy or all the oxygen, and your body uses fermentation by breaking down lactic acid.
I saw acid, so right away I thought stomach.
Yeah. In which cell organelle does respiration take place? Where does cellular respiration take place?
Ugh,
All we're going to do is read a book.
I think I got this one wrong.
Which one?
Mitochondria.
Right.
Mitochondria. They're the ones that has this kind of squiggly line in the middle. Remember when I drew it, Henry, you said it looked like bread?
Yeah.
That's where cellular respiration takes place. Maybe that'll help you connect it. All right, ADH and FADH2, these are energy carrying molecules.
Oh, Lord.
What are they carrying?
Well,
What is going to have a lot of energy?
dang it.
Electrons. Nobody picked sugar, so that's good. They're actually carrying electrons, and the electrons are going to be used to make that lots of ATP energy. ATP was kind of a good guess too, but not quite there yet.
All right. I don't feel so bad then.
Glucose is broken down into two pyruvate molecules during which phase? When did I say glucose was cut in half?
Do not remember.
Think about what glucose is made, how it's spelled.
Thanks.
Always associate glucose with glycolysis. Look at how they're kind of they start with GL. So, and lysis means to split, LYSIS. So it's going to split glucose. Oh, and we'll get the other two questions in real quick. What process makes carbon dioxide bubbles that make bread rise?
It is.
It's also how you make beer. See if that helps.
Yeah, because every high schooler should know how to make beer.
Alcoholic fermentation. That's how you make beer.
Oh, yeah, it's alcoholic. You think we would know?
In class, normally I would have us actually demonstrate alcoholic fermentation, and if we don't clean it up real quickly and you come back and you clean it up the next day, people who've made bread will say, oh, it smells like making bread, or others will associate it with sort of the alcoholic smell from beer. But alcoholic fermentation is using yeast to make and sugar, and one of its products besides carbon dioxide is alcohol. It has to go through other processes to get to the final product, but that's the beginning stages. All right. All right, the Krebs cycle happens in which part of the mitochondria?
That one.
All right, so matrix, that's kind of like the stroma in the chloroplast. So for the cycle, again, is not going to be a membrane. It's going to be in something other than a membrane. And so matrix. Christe was a good guess because that's not a matrix. I mean, that's not a membrane.
If my chair was not against the wall and it was on the open, I'd fall back in it right now.
All right. Ooh. What is the last molecule that electrons bounce to in the chain? It's going to make something that we need to drink to live.
Oxygen.
All right. Oh, okay. Oxygen. It's going to be what's going to end up making the water. So I kind of messed up in that. Yes,
Wait,
if you want to know.
was the answer actually oxygen?
Yes.
Oh,
So I was thinking ahead. The electrons are actually hydrogens, and they're
oh
going
my
to
god.
combine with the oxygen, which makes the water that we need to drink. And so my hint wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
I
Sorry about that.
thought it would have been hydrogen, and I was making a joke saying that was oxygen, and it actually was.
Is that music?
Yeah, I thought you was trying to mess me up, Henry. That's why I didn't choose it.
Well, no, because I was joking around, thinking because I thought it was hydrogen
All
because that's
right. Let
basically
me
the hint
close
that
that
she
noise
gave us.
out.
We have to drink it. So I was joking around. I was like, oxygen.
Okay. So if you look in Canvas, I've got these Kahoots here. We did the first one and we did the last one in the list. You can go and play these on your own, as many as you want. And tomorrow we'll do at least one or two of the others here. So before, and I'll post the test tomorrow, and then you can take it either tomorrow or Friday. But I would review all of these before you ever sit down to take your test, okay? And I
Okay.
can go in and see who's played, and those that play will get some extra points.
All
Okay.
right.
So, but make sure you go back and anything that you haven't done yet, you need to work on.
All right.
Okay.
Mommy,
Any questions?
is Coco still in her cage?
No.
Where is she?
All right. I'm going to stop recording. And if you have no questions,